Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Tom, and this is episode number 58. In today's episode, we are going to explore the energy exchanger for the very first time. So with that said, guys, let's get started with episode 58, the energy exchanger. Okay, so I have a bunch of energy exchanger inside of my inventory, so I'm going to bring that up. And here we are, the energy exchanger. Let's read this paragraph and hopefully find out what this thing is all about. The power conversion facility can not only store the surplus electric energy in the power grid into an empty accumulator to make a full accumulator, it can also release electric energy stored in the full accumulator. Okay, so we need accumulators. In episodes 1 through 5, we did read about the accumulator just briefly. And here we are, 45 hours later, and we are finally reaching the accumulator. So I think what we should do here is automate some accumulators so that we can test out the energy exchanger, because it is saying it needs accumulators in this paragraph. So let's do that right now. For now, I'm going to place down the build here. And let's take a look at what the accumulator needs as far as materials and components. So it needs iron ingots. It needs the super magnetic ring and the crystal silicon. So 3 products. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control C, Control V, and I'm going to do a 3-to-1 build here. Actually, I'll do the 2-to-1 because I know my components and materials are already proliferated. So we're going to do this right here. And so I'm going to start setting all the filters. So this is going to be an energy, or this is going to be an accumulator. And we'll set this to be a accumulator. Okay, so what we need is some iron ingots. So we'll demand those. We will demand crystal silicon. And we will demand some super magnetic rings. Okay, excellent. This needs to be fixed because we're not going to proliferate this. And the reason is because, like I said before, I'm not sure if this is going to be the right build. We need to automate some accumulators so that we can test the energy exchanger. So let's wait until we get a stack here. Okay, we are officially automating accumulators. And let's wait for a stack of 10 before we head over to the energy exchanger. And in the meantime, I will demand some accumulators. Strictly for testing, just in case we need more. Okay, so as those build, they will come to me through the bots. And really, I think we could just test the accumulator or the energy exchanger here. Before we test the energy accumulator, let's take a look at the research here and see what we can queue up here. Okay, let's get research speed level 1. Research speed level 2. Level 3. Excellent. And then we can get veins utilization level 3. Level 4. Excellent. We can get carrier engine level 4 as well. We can resume ray transmission efficiency to level 3. Solar sail life to level 3. And there we go. We got a full queue of research. And so now let's explore the energy exchanger here. So I'm going to click on here, and we already read this. So let's click on this and see what it's all about. Okay, I see that it has 4 ports. It has 4 ports. And this thing is pretty big. And I'm going to place it right here. Okay, excellent. So let's click on it and let's explore the interface. All right, so the power grid information is pretty standard. Okay. We got discharge and charge. All right, and we are currently in idle state. We have discharge and charge. Then over here we have a accumulator that is empty and a accumulator that is full. Okay, so we should probably place some empty accumulators in this slot. So I'm going to bring up E for inventory, and I'm going to look for my accumulators. Where are they? Oh, here they are. So we got 37 of them. I'm going to place 37 in there. And it looks like we can only fit in 20. Okay. So the accumulators are in. So what do we want to do next here? What do we want to do next? Let's read this. Charge. In this mode, energy exchanger will use the surplus energy in the grid to fill the accumulator into a accumulator full. Okay, and we're currently in idle mode. And then this is discharge. In this mode, energy exchanger will consume accumulators full to supply energy to the power grid. I see. So since we have 20 empty accumulators, we want to charge these. And so I'm going to switch this to charge mode and let's see how it behaves. Okay, that's really cool. I love that animation and I love the blue plasma. Awesome. Okay, it looks like we unlocked a milestone. And this is milestone number 22. We are halfway through all our milestones. And let's take a gander at this. You activated your first energy exchanger, mastering how you share power between stars and allocate resources for more efficient base development. Excellent. Okay. So let's close this out. And so now we know that we can charge the accumulators. And so what do we want to do with the accumulators that are charged? Well, I think what we need to do is explore this mechanic called discharge, because it says if we are in discharge mode, energy exchanger will consume the accumulators that are full to supply the energy to the power grid. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. So we're going to just take the full accumulators and discharge that into our current grid. Okay, so let's do that. I am going to place down another energy exchanger, and then for this one, I'm going to hit discharge. Okay, so it has a completely different animation. So the wings are upwards, like a helicopter. And so now it is in discharge mode. So if we grab all 20 accumulators that are full, we will place them in the discharge. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, we can place them down. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. So they are batteries that are fully charged. And what do we have here? Milestone number 23. You have activated an accumulator and know how to plan ahead with 289 megawatts of surplus power in the grid. After all, a bit of extra base construction will inevitably be needed from time to time. Okay. Excellent. So let's take a look at the power grid. Okay. I don't see anything on here quite yet. But I love the design of this. This is a really cool battery. Or the accumulator. Okay, let's delete that accumulator. And so what did we learn? Well, we learned that we need to take empty accumulators and charge them up in the charge mode, which will give us charge accumulators. And then we can use the energy exchanger to discharge those full batteries into our system. Okay, so how would this work in our factory? How would this work in our factory? Do the energy exchangers work alone without any power connected to them? Let's test it out. We need to find an empty place on the planet. So a place like this, and I'm going to place one here and here. Charge and discharge. And let's say I have a guy like this and a power pole. And then I want to discharge the full accumulator. So I'm going to press E for inventory. And I'm looking for the accumulators that are charged right here. So we've placed those in there. Do I have any product in my inventory? No, I don't. But it does have power. Okay, 100% satisfaction. The current power is 18 kilowatts. And this is 18 kilowatts. And it can generate up to 45 megawatts for one, right? Oh, I see. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so whatever the demand of the factory is, as far as power, this will compensate for it. As long as we are producing enough rated power. Okay, that is super cool. So we could literally power a planet using energy exchangers. As long as we have enough of them, we could power an entire planet. Dude, that's so cool. Yet again, another source of power. We have the solar panels, and we move to the deuterium fuel rods, and then we move to solar sails and the ray receiver, and now we have the energy exchanger and accumulators. And basically, we are using our grid to charge the accumulators, and then we're just transferring the stored power around wherever we want it to be. I see. That is super cool. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna think about this here. So we need to do an accumulator build that is a bit larger than what we have here. Yes, this is way too small. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to automate a accumulator build, and we're gonna transport those accumulators to the energy exchanger to be charged up and stored. And then we can transfer the full accumulators to any planet we need for power. And we're gonna use this planet for now to charge our accumulators because that's where all of our energy is right now. That is so badass. I love this concept of the energy exchanger. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't wait to try this out. So yeah, we're gonna quickly automate some accumulators, and then we're gonna do a pretty big build for energy exchanger. And then I think in episode 59, we're gonna head over to Merrick 3, and we're gonna determine that planet to be a smelting planet. And I think this is where we're gonna use the energy exchanger to power that planet. So let's get started with automating the accumulators. We got a lot to do here in this episode, and this way we can begin our smelting factory. All right, so I'm just going to relocate the proliferator MK3 here because this accumulator requires 3 products and the belts are going to hit that, so we need to relocate this. So I'm going to put it here, and what I should have done is just copy and paste it over, but we'll just redo it. And we're going to request, and we did set a limit, and then we'll just go right in here to the spray coater. Okay, so that is solved. So what we can do here is do our accumulator build. So I am going to request a few components and materials. So iron ingots, crystal silicon, supermagnetic ring, and then this is going to be the accumulator, and then we're going to set this to 1,000. And we're going to hit demand, demand, and demand. Okay. So let's do 6 assembly machines. And I'm going to place down a spray coater for reference because we have to proliferate the supermagnetic rings. Oh, this is so awesome. I can't wait to test this out. All right. So out with the steel, excuse me, the iron ingots, the silicon crystal, and the super magnetic ring. And yes, this has got to be proliferated. And we'll go in with our materials and components. Let's set the filters for our sorters. Okay, and then we'll just bring out the belts on the other side. Okay, and then we'll carry over the spray coater. like that. And look at this, guys. We can just bada boom, bada bang. Excellent. And I don't think we need to proliferate the accumulators. I don't think we need to, so I'm not going to. Okay, and let's copy and paste over these sorters. There we go. And then we need to do the output. And that's going to be the accumulator and the accumulator. And so let's give this some power. And let's do a production speed up. Paste and paste. Okay. And there we have it. So we'll just start off with 6 assembly machines, and if we need to expand it in the future, we can definitely do that. And then I'm going to dump all the extra materials and components back into here. Okay, excellent. All right, so now we need to do an energy exchanger build. And let's explore it just a bit more here, because there's these outputs and inputs that we haven't figured out yet. So I'm going to place this down one more time, and we're going to charge all these accumulators, and then we're going to store them. So we got to figure out how to get them in and how to get them out. Okay, it looks like you can't belt through them, but if I do something like this. Okay, and then place down a splitter like this. And then we can place the empty accumulators in there. What happens? Okay, so unfortunately the empty accumulators do not pass through the energy exchangers. It is passing the charge accumulators through, but that's not what we're looking to do here. So that is not going to work. What if we do it at the top here? And we stick them in here. And then we come over here with the belt. And then we go in, and in. We got an issue, guys. All right, so we need to use some splitters. Okay, so let's place down some splitters, which is, I think, a interesting design choice. I guess it's a way to use the splitter, making every building important in Dyson Sphere, which I do appreciate. All right, so they are going in, and they're going to be charged, as you can see here. We're storing up a bunch of accumulators. And so now we need to figure out how to get them out. Well, if we're doing from the top, let's do from the bottom. Let's just copy it. So we go all the way over here, and then we can come down. And it looks like we don't need splitters for this. And here we go, guys. I believe that is how this is going to work. I believe this is how it's going to work. Okay. It is glitching because it looks like we are at our threshold for the network right now. Probably because we're doing research. Jeez. So we're gonna have to expand the power because, yeah, this needs extra power to charge the accumulators. So we'll fix that a bit later. I'm going to focus on the build. So we need to figure out where we're going to build the energy exchangers, and I think we're going to do it on one of the poles here. I think we do it up here. How about we do it next to the EM rail ejectors? How big is this grid? Up to here. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. So, all right, so we need to get some foundation. And what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna look for it on the planet view mode. Here it is. Oh, it's just so much easier. Excellent. Okay. So let's continue to flatten this out for the energy exchangers. So the energy exchangers do charge up the accumulators pretty slow, so we're going to need a bunch of them. Okay, I think that is going to work. That is going to work. Okay, so let's place down a planetary logistics station. And let's place down our energy exchangers here and see how it behaves with the grid. And yeah, this is definitely going to align perfectly to the grid. So let's set down 3 to get started. And I'm going to say this is charge because we want to charge our accumulators. Oops, charge, and then paste, and paste. Okay. So now we need to get the accumulators in here. And this is just off a couple tiles. Oh, and it matches the port with the planetary logistics station. I love when that happens. It's rare, but it does happen. Okay, so in we go with the belts. And now we need to get the charge accumulators out, and we'll just go like this. And let's place a splitter here. And we'll just filter it back into the planetary logistics station. Okay, and then we can demand accumulators. Let's demand those. And then we also need to set charge accumulators. And we got 400 of them already. Okay, so let's copy this. Control V. Paste. And paste. And then all we have to do is connect the belts. And here come the accumulators. Oh, it's so cool. This kind of reminds me of the fractionator in that it has like an infinity cycle. So I think definitely the fractionator helped me understand this a bit more easier. If you watch the fractionator episode, I really stumbled. I couldn't even figure it out in the episode. I had to ask the viewers for help. So sometimes there's a time to be humbled. All right, so copy, and we'll do Control V. We're going to paste this right here. And we're just going to keep wrapping around the pole. And I'm going to hit Shift and Enter to force down the energy exchanger. Okay. And again, we must not have enough power right now. Yes. So we can't charge these accumulators. So we'll fix that right after this build. We'll just expand the deuterium fuel rod build with the fusion power plants. Or the mini fusion power plants. I think that's what they're called. Let's connect these belts. We're almost done here, guys. We're almost done. Let's connect the final belts. And then we could just delete this. Okay, there we are. So we are all set. Okay, that is the energy exchanger build. That is going to help charge our batteries, and then we can transport those batteries around any planet we need. Excellent. So let's place in any extra accumulators that we have. And it looks like that's it. Here's some more. And here's some charged ones. Okay, it looks like our power grid is stable now. That's probably because our EM rail ejectors are not firing right now. So let's expand our mini fusion power plant build. And I believe that was on the other pole. Maybe I was wrong. Thought it was over here. Oh, it's on the other pole. Okay, fair enough. Here it is. Okay, let's extend the belts. Here we go. So this is going to solve our power for a while. Nope, oops. One tile off. Okay, there we go. Excellent. So what is our power looking at right now? 720 megawatts. Yeah, quite a bit of power. Excellent. And here we are, guys. We are making accumulators. Now let's think about the accumulators. So what's going to happen? Let's say if we go to Merrick 3 and we transport these accumulators to Merrick 3. We're going to use those with the energy exchanger, and then we got to ship back the empty accumulators back to this planet to be charged again, and then the cycle repeats. But I'm thinking an issue with this is that if we have accumulators that are empty, that are completely full, then that means we can't ship back the empty accumulators from Merrick 3 back to here to be charged because this is full. That is one issue that I'm seeing right now. So I think we say, let's build 2,000 accumulators. And as long as our demand for charged accumulator is less than 2,000, we should be fine. But if our demand jumps to more than 2,000 accumulators, that's when we can add more empty accumulators into the build. I could be wrong, but that is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to, for now, I'm going to set a limit for 2,000. And then I'll test my theory on Merrick 3. And Merrick 3 is going to be our smelting planet. We're going to be smelting iron ingots and copper ingots there, and we're going to do our best to fill that planet. And that's going to be fun. I can't wait to do it. We're going to take everything we learned with the piler. We're going to use the piler and MK3. MK3 belt, MK2 assembly machine. We're going to use all our knowledge we gained in the prior episodes to do huge smelting lines. And yeah, we're going to get a lot of iron and copper ingots into our system. Okay, guys. I think that's the episode here. I think that's the episode. I'm just thinking here. Yeah, I think that's going to be the episode, guys. So in episode number 59, if everything works out, we're going to go over to Merrick 3, and we are going to use the energy exchanger and discharge the accumulators on that planet to power our smelting factory. We're going to be smelting iron and copper ingots to get started. And that is going to be our main hub of smelting. We're just going to pour all the ores from Roman, and we're going to transport them to Merrick 3 to be smelted. That sounds like fun to me. So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed episode number 58, the energy exchanger. I really love this concept of the energy exchanger. It's by far a lot more exciting than the deuterium fuel rods. That's kind of boring. I think they're a bit overpowered. But the accumulators, man, dude, that is such a cool concept. And we're going to use it on our smelting planet. Anyways, guys, we'll see you in episode 59. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care and goodbye.